You've clicked on this video because you want to learn everything about punctuation. See, writing in English without proper punctuation is just like you telling someone about something without a pause, and eventually that person would walk away from you without really understanding what you said to them. So to keep the listener interested and to convey the proper information, punctuation is necessary. Now, as you see, you don't want to write something like this. Let's eat grandma in the second sentence. It would make you seem like a not so good family member. But as soon as you add a comma after eat, as you can see in the first sentence, let's eat, comma, grandma, it changes the meaning of the sentence. So let's get started with the basics of punctuation. The punctuation marks that we use are full stop, comma, question mark, exclamation mark, quotation mark, and apostrophe, colon, and semicolon. Let's start with full stops and commas. So as the first line reads, Billy is a good boy, full stop. He works at his uncle's farm. In the first part of the sentence, it says that Billy is a good boy, and after the full stop, the sentence makes a relevant point by saying that he works at his uncle's farm. The first half describes how Billy is, and in the second half it explains where Billy works. Therefore, the second clause should be relevant to the first one while using a full stop. Next, commas. We can use commas in different ways, and these are the ways. Use a comma after an introductory phrase or clause. Use a comma before and after a parenthetical phrase or clause. Third, use a comma to separate two independent clauses linked by a coordinating conjunction. Fourth, use a comma to separate items in a series. Fifth, use a comma before a quotation when an introductory phrase with a word like say or reply precedes the quotation. So let's look into all the uses of these commas. Number 1. I always eat at Subway, comma, they make good sandwiches. Here, commas can be used for an introductory phrase or clause. In this sentence, the introductory phrase was, I always eat at Subway. The second phrase after the comma, it emphasized why the person likes Subway sandwiches. Therefore, in the first clause, we introduce, and after the comma, we describe or talk about it further. Commas before and after a parenthetical phrase or clause. In this sentence, Alex likes going out in the weekends, comma, in my opinion, comma, he should study for his finals instead. Here, a parenthetical element has a comma before and after it. Instead, you can choose to use brackets or dashes to separate a parenthetical element from the rest of the sentence. What is a parenthetical element? A parenthetical element is a group of words or a word that interrupts the flow of a sentence and adds additional but non-essential information to that sentence. So in this sentence, the use of quote, in my opinion, would not make a huge difference if we choose to remove it. The sentence would convey the same meaning. You can read it yourself, once without the parenthetical element and once with it. Therefore, we can remove the parenthetical element, or which we call extra information, without changing the meaning of the sentence. Or you can add parenthetical element to add to your writing for additional information. Third, Jamie has to travel to Paris tomorrow, comma, but he has not started packing his suitcase. Here, a comma is used to separate two independent clauses linked by coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunction that is being used in the sentence is but. And other coordinating conjunctions that we use are and, but, of course, for, nor, or, so, and yet. To remember this, I have a trick for you. You just need to remember the abbreviation fanboys. F means for, A means and, N means nor, B means but, O means or, Y means yet, and S means so. You can simply pause the video and jot it down quickly. In this sentence, we can see that in the first part of the sentence, we give the reader information about a particular subject. And after the coordinating conjunction, we can add another sentence which we would have added after a full stop. So in other words, it links two sentences and you can only use the fanboy derivations after the comma. So you can use it to link two sentences together without the use of a full stop. Number 4. Lexis has a cat, comma, a dog, and a rabbit in her house. Here, we have a comma to separate items in a series. We use it very commonly while talking about a series of items such as cats, comma, dogs, and rabbit. In this sentence, you can see how we can write a series of nouns by using commas to separate them. Number 5. Julian says, comma, quote, I stream on Twitch on Saturdays. Here, We have a comma before a quotation when an introductory phrase with a word like say or reply precedes the quotation. We have used this type of commas to pause before quoting something. We use it to let the listener or reader know that we are going to quote a phrase right after the comma. As you can see, in this sentence before quoting Julian, we have used a comma to let the reader know that we are going to quote something right after it. Next, question mark and exclamation mark. In the first sentence, you can see, have you seen my blue bowl? Question mark. And can you please bring me a bottle of water? Question mark. In the first two sentences, we can see the use of a question mark. We use a question mark when we need to ask about something, or we use it in an interrogatory sentence, and we also use it when we need to request for something. In the second point, we can see the use of an exclamatory mark. We use it when we need to express ourselves, when we are surprised, happy, or scared. It is used to emphasize one's feelings. The park rides are awesome. Jim scared me. Next, quotation mark and apostrophe. Jimmy said, comma, quote, I have to go to the store today, quote. We use quotation mark to quote somebody else, or we use it to quote ourselves. If we write the sentence as, quote, Jimmy said that he's going to go to the store today, then we are not directly quoting him. A sentence has changed, but the meaning it conveys is the same. Therefore, we use it to directly quote a person or what they have said, or we use it to quote ourselves and what we have said while speaking or writing. Now, the next is interesting. It's and it's with an apostrophe. Many students like me have doubts while using it and its. It is very easy to understand. In the first sentence, you can see that I wrote about my dog who has pointed ears. In the second sentence, I said that my dogs can do tricks. So the only difference between it's and its with an apostrophe is that it's with an apostrophe means it is. Therefore, instead of writing it is, we write it as it is with an apostrophe after the T. By using its, we further describe the thing. While on the other hand, when we use its without an apostrophe, we are simply using the pronoun its, which is same as his and hers. We use its when we describe or talk about a non-living thing or living thing whose gender we don't know about. Let's move on to the last two topics. Colon and semicolon. Number 1. I need to buy 3 things from the store, colon, grapes, almonds and milk, and she has one love, colon, Cambridge University. So, colon is used to give emphasis, present dialogue, introduce lists or text, and clarify composition titles. In the first 2 sentences, we have used the colon to introduce a list and to put emphasis on the fact that she loves Cambridge University. Semicolon. The school bell rings at 12, semicolon. Students are in a rush. Our school band members are Trevor, semicolon, the bassist, Luke, semicolon, the lead singer, and Sam, semicolon, the drummer. Here, a semicolon is used to clarify a series and to indicate 2 closely related sentences. If we use one or more elements in a series containing commas, we use semicolons to separate them, like you see in the third sentence. And in the second sentence, we are using a semicolon for relating sentences. The school bell rings at 12, semicolon. The students are in a rush. Here we have separated 2 relating sentences by using a semicolon instead of a full stop. By doing this, we can write 2 independent clauses that are closely related in thought into one sentence. You can replay the video once again and revise all of the things that you have watched today. Hope you visit our channel Knowledge Unbound for more educational videos, and our website links will be in the description below. And don't forget to like this video. Thank you.